So as I continue on part 4 of the main lighthouse, I'm going to just add a little bit of burnt sienna with some yellow in it. It's a cadmium yellow. You may sometimes see this color called chrome yellow. I'll begin refining some of the shapes in these darker colors. I haven't yet realized that I want to paint some of the sky color into the lighthouse glass instead of having this black or darker color. That'll come just a little bit later. But for now, I'm thinking about proportions and shapes, still refining the drawing as I go. As I reinforce this ridge of the catwalk, the floor, I realize almost immediately that the proportion's not quite right. The upper part, that yellow section of the upper part of the lighthouse tower, is a little short, so I'm making that correction now. So here I get smart about the fact that I don't want this to simply look like the lighthouse today. I want it to look like a little more like the lighthouse would have looked in its prime. So I'm starting to paint in just a little bit of the blue color now, and you'll see that I do more of that later. I've picked up some of the sky color just to help refine the edges of that tower. And this is one reason I haven't tried to develop the sky as much as I will later on, because I know this is just part of the process. Now I'm using a little bit darker yellow with darkening the yellow I was using with some cadmium red to start to provide a little modeling, little dimension on the sides of the lighthouse tower. And I'll reinforce the highlight. Oil colors and whites tend to sink in a bit over time. You have to reinforce them. Now I'm going to lighten the lower part of the sky near the horizon and warm it up a little bit. I've added just a little bit of yellow to that blue sky color. You can see how that really adds depth to the painting. Before I started this lighter color, the background blue is dry. And that lets me kind of scumble the color on there without blending too much. And here I'm using the darker blue and just blending a little with the brush. I find this makes it more interesting. I think even though I'm a realist, I like the paintings to be kind of painterly. And I find the blending with the brush wet on wet is just more satisfying than using a blending brush and trying to make it perfectly smooth. So here's an even darker blue in the upper parts of the sky. Even though it's a small painting, it's still going to have the same depth, the same color gradation in the sky as you do in a larger painting. I see a lot of paintings where the artist hasn't done much of this, thinking, well, it's a small painting, there's no reason to, but there really is. You can see that I have changed the coloration of my painting compared to the photograph. I wanted a little less gray, a little more intense. And this will be a good stopping point for part 4.